Hi everyone, welcome to this live with me, Sky Larkin. I'm here to talk with people about their businesses, what they do, what they're passionate about, things that they love to do, why they do it, how they do it, and just to help encourage other people that are interested to either know more about that field or get involved in their own business in some way, shape or form. So without further ado, I'm inviting somebody on here who helps other business owners get more visible online, and she's going to come and introduce herself and tell us all about what she does and how she does it. Let me invite her to the meeting. Hi Lorna.
Hi, are you alright?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Having a very productive
That's
day.
what I like to hear. Have you eaten the biggest frog first?
I have, yes. I went out for a power walk this morning, which was my main thing to get done this morning. I'm trying to prioritize my health and my exercise and stuff at the start of the day, and then I feel better for the whole of the rest of the day.
Oh, that's so nice. So I haven't done much walking lately because I've been recovering from surgery. But what I did do was I went and bought myself a nice bunch of flowers, and I had a pedicure. So yeah, so I've spoiled myself a bit too.
Oh, lovely.
So it's all about self-care and doing a bit actually every day. And I find that I always feel a lot more better once I've looked after myself as well as the kids, the house, the husband, and all the rest of it. So I'm really excited to have you on here to talk about what you do and how you do it. And I wondered if you would introduce yourself to everyone about who you are, and a bit about your background and how you got involved in what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So so my name's Lorna, and I started my own business, Lorna and the Gram, about 18 months ago. I help business owners, startup entrepreneurs, solo women in business with their online marketing, but mainly on Instagram, to help them use the app better, understand it a bit more so they can get more visible and they can grow their business on this platform.
And tell me about your experience using Instagram before running this business. What was that like? And because did you have an account with your children?
Yes. Yeah. So I was a primary teacher for about 6 years, and then I had my two boys and decided not to go back to classroom teaching, and just sort of for the time being was like stay-at-home mum, and I will figure something out when they're a bit older and maybe at school. And I just wanted to find some more people that were a bit like me, that were also stay-at-home mums. Maybe they were educators as well. And I started to connect with people on Instagram who were in that position, and then get some ideas from them about like what I could do with the boys at home, and different kind of play activities, different kind of educational things that I could do with them, and just sort of took ideas from other people, but then also came up with my own ideas as well and shared those. And my account just grew. It wasn't like a business account at that time, just my own personal account. I just share stuff on there, but I got into like a good habit of putting something on there every day, and it started off a bit like a diary for me, and a bit of accountability to be like, right, what activity have I done with the boys today? Let's take a picture, let's put it on there, and almost like a little memory thing for me to be like, when they were little, this is the cool stuff that we did together before I had to then go back to my career type of thing. And there were so many other women who were doing the same thing, that were doing it maybe on a part-time basis, or were trying to start their own business, and they just like figure things out online and talk to people and see what other people have done. They've launched something, they've gone into this industry. And yeah, the account grew and I made new connections, and then I started to get paid work as a content creator for other people and their businesses and their brands on their accounts. So I would create videos and posts and things for them to be on their account. And it was in the very sort of early stages of the influencer boom and content creation, where like it was a very new concept to get paid for creating content, because this was about 5 years ago. And I was just amazed. I was amazed that someone would pay me for stuff that I was already doing for free anyway on my account. Like, it felt really weird. Like, it felt easy. And so like I really looked into it and like worked out like, what is all this Instagram stuff about? Like, how does it all like work for businesses behind the scenes? And realized that actually it's only the big businesses that have budgets and knowledge to be able to like really use platforms like Instagram well. But the little people, the small businesses, the people that I was chatting to, had no idea really how to use it to its maximum potential and how to keep up with the changes, because there's been a lot of changes on Instagram the last couple of years, so that they can keep up with being visible and keep up with the way that social media has moved.
That's amazing. And are you still running the account with your children now? Or
I'm not. No, I'm not. Now that they've started school, we don't do as much of that kind of stuff. I still do like take pictures of them when they do that kind of thing, for like my own memories, but we don't do as much of that kind of stuff because they're at school now. And I do try to, now that I'm working so much online, I do try to have some boundaries between like what's work and what's personal now. So I'm a little bit more conscious about not having them on this account so much, but they do feature a lot when we're like on holiday and things like that. But yeah, that account is still around. It's just dormant now. I don't put anything on there.
Thank you for sharing that. So so things for you happened quite organically and you got paid to do what you love. How did you then, when did you then decide to just focus on that solely and just grow the business?
I think I had lots of different fingers in different pies at one point. So I was still tutoring. I was doing content creation. I was in direct sales as well, network marketing. I was doing like online marketing as well, online exam marking at one point as well. So I was doing lots of little bits, and I was like, they don't all fit together nicely. Like, some bits are not enough income for me, but I need the flexibility. I just sort of thought, these are all little bits and bobs, but I need a one thing to like really go all in on and to sort of make my thing. And I got quite ill at the start of 2021. And I think that was a bit of a wake up call as well. Like, do I go back to teaching, or do I sort of like take a chance on this and like really go for it? And I know we did the same course in that year as well, the one-to-many course. And that was my kind of wake-up call of being like, actually, I do have an idea. I do have something that I can help people with, and I should probably just go all in on that, because what's the alternative?
And what do you love about Instagram?
I think because when I first got on there, I was looking for connection, and I think I found connection very quickly, and it really helped me in that point in my life, that I think I now think of the app as being those connections and those people that I spoke to, and that's the part of it that I love, that you can have these little micro communities, and a very, very small audience even, you will still be able to connect with people anywhere in the world. You will find people at the same stage of life as you, the same interests as you, and that you're able to chat to them and have a relationship with them through your phone and through your content. And I just love that.
I definitely agree. So I've joined different communities. So for example, the Black and Indian community, because I'm in an interracial relationship and we have children. I've also connected with so many people with having gone through breast cancer as well. And those communities, you know, just invaluable. And mean so much to me, and I know so many other people.
Mm.
And I think probably, like a lot of us now, Instagram is probably the busiest app on most people's phones, like the most opens and stuff. So I think I really love what you're doing. I've been following what you've been doing for a long time. I remember a couple of years ago you did 12 days of reels, and I started doing that too. I think reels had just come out then, and I really enjoyed doing those. It's just fun. So I love all the content you put out there. It's really easy to understand, follow. It's just very fun as well. And I think that if you're a real, like, you don't know anything about Instagram, checking out your stuff, like, it's just, it makes it seem so easy. So if you had a magic wand, is there any feature you would add or remove from Instagram?
Oh, I would take away hashtags.
Really? Why is that?
I would. Well, back in the day, they used to work quite well, but I just don't think they're necessary anymore.
Okay.
on the app. And I know they're moving more towards like keywords and SEO and that kind of down that kind of route, which kind of makes them a little bit redundant. And there's lots that are so busy and so overused that they're almost irrelevant now. So I would probably, I mean, I get asked about hashtags a lot, and I just don't think they're as important as people think.
So what do you do when you post? Do you use hashtags?
I do, but I honestly don't. I mean, they're the bottom of the list. There's probably about 10 other things that I would consider and think about before posting, and hashtags is like the very bottom thing. It's like a little cherry on the top, but you have to have had the cake and the icing and everything else. It's a cherry.
Okay.
It's a whole cake.
So what would be the first thing you would definitely recommend people do when they're posting things to make their business visible? I know they're going to be able to find you at the end of this live. We're going to plug your socials, and you've got a course coming up. But what advice would you give to people that are posting stuff regularly or ad hoc for their business?
So think about who is the person that you would want to speak to, because Instagram is a very big place, has lots of people. Your stuff's not going to be relevant for everybody, and you're not going to want to speak to everybody. If you can get really specific with the person that you're talking to or the group of people that you're talking to, and really speak to them in a very specific way, your messaging is going to land much better. And I think small business owners and people who have small accounts and are sort of at the beginning stages of it can find it really overwhelming, because there's a lot going on, there's lots of options. But just think about speaking to those first couple of people that are in your account, the first 100 followers that you have maybe, and be very, very specific with the things that you're putting out there, the questions that you're asking, the topics that you're talking about, more specific than you probably think you should be. And that is going to speak directly to them, because you want to have a little audience. You do. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you want to have a really engaged little audience before you then think about how you increase that.
And thank you. And do you think that every business needs to be on Instagram? So for example, I'm a childminder, and I'm not on Instagram for my childminding business. Do you think every business should have an account or not?
At the very beginning, when I first started, I was like, yeah, everybody should be on Instagram, everybody should use it. I do think it works better for certain types of businesses than others. So if you are a community-based business where you are building a community, or you rely on people coming back again, then Instagram is going to work really well for you, because it is a community-based app. If your business is more sort of like one-time products or one-off services, or you find that actually people just want to have a quick Google to find the thing that they're after, it's very convenient, then maybe Instagram might not be the place for you, because it really works when you have got that audience and they are a community, and that's when you get the engagement, that's when you get the interactions, you get those relationship building, and you then form like a, I don't want to keep saying the word community, but you form a little network of people who then are not stuck with you. That sounds horrible, but like they will
they grow with you,
they
and you
grow
sort
with
of,
you,
yeah,
as opposed to having a quick Google, like I want to find this one thing, they buy it and they're off again, and there isn't that sort of like loyalty to you as a business, as a brand. So if your business is related to having that community and having that audience, maybe them repeat purchasing, buying from you lots of times, working with you lots of times, then Instagram's ideal for you.
Fantastic, thank you. And I know you talked about your account with your children. I was going to ask, is there a project or a fun event that you've been involved with that really stands out, that like what's been the most exciting thing that you've worked on with Instagram?
So the biggest brand that I worked with was Nickelodeon. That's the sort of like spotlight one, and I worked with some other parents as content creators for them. And it just coincided with the pandemic, but during the pandemic and that time when we were all on lockdown, we changed some of the content that we were putting out, and we did lots more live videos like this. And we moved to more kind of like live DIY play along type videos as a way of entertaining the kids that were all in lockdown. And I got to do like a TV presenter type.
Oh wow!
This is what we're gonna make today. Get all your craft things, and I'll show you how to make this really cool toy. And that was the kind of content that we put out on that account, and it was like me in the videos. And I did that for 9 months. I did that every week for 9 months during the pandemic. I'm so proud of that, because that's like a big thing. And that 100% got me over that being confident on camera thing, talking on a live video. I was doing it every week, yeah, on this big account, talking to lots and lots of people and being paid to do it. I just had to do it. There was no other option. And so you had to sort of get over that barrier. And yeah, now I really enjoy going live and working with the big brands like that and seeing it from the sort of their point of view. And I've been able to take everything that I learned from that experience and share it with some of the smaller businesses and the entrepreneurs that I work with now.
So with that and running your business, what's probably been the biggest nuggets or takeaways that you could share for like running your own business? Like what advice would you give to another small business owner that you've learned through some of the experience and challenges you've been through in your own business?
Oh yeah, so in terms of my own business then, there's lots of stuff that gets like shared online that gives off one dimension, but when you become a business owner, or you realize everything that's involved in running a business, you realize that it's way more than that one dimension that gets posted out there. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes that maybe people don't even realize when you're running your own business, and your business then becomes much more than your Instagram account or the content that you put out there. It's very important, it's part of your marketing, but your business is much more than that. And sometimes you know, when things are picking up online, or your content's starting to land, it's starting to get some traction, it's very attractive to really then focus all on that. But then there's lots of areas of your business that also still need to run. So it's like a juggling act between being a business owner and being a content creator or a marketer, and trying to do all of them at the same time and do them well.
How do you best manage that? What do you do? Do you block time out? Do you say, right, this day I'm not doing this and this day is family time? How do you do that? Because like last night I finished childminding, and then I had a prospective parent on the phone that wants to book in a visit, and I've got another parent that was wanting to register. So, you know, there was a couple of hours of my evening that was taken up that way. So how do you manage your time?
Time blocking has been game changing for me. to be able to say, at this time on this day for this hour, this is the one thing that I'm going to focus on. And it just means that everything else has to wait until it's allocated time in my diary. It's the only way I can do it, and it's the only way I know lots of people can do it, because we can't multitask and do something properly and give it our full attention. So you have to sort of work out all the things that you need to do in the week, all the things that you want to do in the week, how much time everything's going to take, and you give it a slot in your week. And you're then having to be really strict with yourself about, right, that's got to get done in that hour, because it won't get done otherwise. And I'm the one responsible for everything, so it needs to get done then, or it won't ever get done. And then you have to just be strict with yourself about getting it done, because if it is just you, it all falls down onto you. So yeah, being strict with the time blocks, and this is family time now, this is work time now. I do put in a bit of buffer time on a Friday as well to catch up with things, because inevitably stuff comes up, emergencies, changes of plans. So allowing that buffer time into your week as well can really stop you being so anxious that there's just always something to do. Yeah, so time blocking for me has been really helpful to organise the week.
I agree. I do a lot of time blocking myself, and I actually I plan my week on a Sunday, and then every day I'm planning, replanning, refixing things around in my day. And some things carry on to the next day, some things stay, but some things get done. A lot gets done. But between being mummy and having home life and fitting in homework and talking about their day and stuff, it is working for yourself. You've got to really look at ways to shut off and have that downtime. So that's like, I mean, that's kind of all the questions I had really to ask you.
Yeah.
I would love you to share your socials, so everybody that watches on the replay can actually find out where they can find more about your membership, your events, things that you do, because I know you're doing some coaching and stuff, and you've got an event coming up end of this month as well, and a challenge starting next week. So how can people find you? Please let everybody know.
Well, the obvious place, my main platform is Instagram, so you can come and find me at Lorna in the Gram. I am also on Facebook as well. I've just recently joined TikTok, so you can find me on all the main platforms. If I'm not there, I'm in my membership, which is a content creation membership where I help business owners create content, make connections.
That's Glow Up.
Specific
Glow Up, isn't it?
Instagram. Yeah, it's called Glow Up, which I love, and it's all about actually just doing the work that you need to do, getting your Instagram tasks done, creating the content, putting it out there, chatting to people, and just we work through those activities together. I am running my challenge again in the middle of June, so that is the 12th of June, I think. So yeah, that's a free challenge that people can join in with, where we're basically doing what I do in my membership, but it's just in the challenge. So I go through the activities so that you can get more visible online, and also make new connections in the challenge group. You know, find out exactly what you need to be doing on Instagram, because it can be a bit of a black hole to new people sometimes. Like, where should I focus my energy first? And that's what I go through in the challenge as well. So yeah, come and find me on Instagram, look out for the challenge, come and join in with that. Yeah, and I've got my event as well at the end of May, the 26th of May. I'm doing an in-person event, so take all the online stuff offline, and helping people put together their 90-day content plan so that they can show up online or however they want to show up in their content. I'm going to help people do that.
Thank you so much. So you've heard it from Lorna, how to get in touch and find out more about what Lorna does and how she can help you in your business. I'm gonna put her information in the notes section along with this live. And yeah, I thank you so much for sharing with us today, Lorna. Really appreciate it. Really love what you're doing. And yeah, I can't wait to be on your challenge in June myself as well.
And I've only just recently realised how close we live together, so we know we were going to have arrange a coffee or something at some point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That'd be
That'd
so
be fab.
nice.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Sky. Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
See you
Bye,
soon.
everyone.
Bye.